Okay.
Yeah, it's clear only.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
like you just first you started with I mean, one thing I came to know is we just can't pass all the ports
Uh,
for executive transformation.
we can pass, but if you pass those other than the columns which you are passing, that means other than that columns which you are performing aggregation calculations and group by,
Yeah,
and you have seen the result what it will happen. So it is going
yeah,
to
it
randomly.
throws an error.
Yeah.
Um,
It will
okay,
won't throw an
and
error. Just it will pick up the lost record and it is going to load the
oh
record.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
so in case okay, okay, in case it's like we are performing the maximum salary and all these things. If we want
Hmm.
to display the name of the employee who is getting the maximum salary, there is no way we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it, but first of all, uh, first we need to, it's కొంచెం అడ్వాన్స్ టాపిక్ అండి చెప్తాను
Okay, okay,
మీకు సో మిగతా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ చూసాక మీకు చెప్తాను సో
okay,
మీకు
okay,
చెప్తే కొంచెం అర్థం కాదు ఇంకో అప్డేట్ స్ట్రాటజీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ అని ఉంది సో వన్స్ వి
okay,
కవర్ దట్ యూ విల్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఆటోమేటికలీ సో హౌ టు పెర్ఫార్మ్ దట్
okay. Mm. And we definitely need to use the group by.
yeah yeah if you want to perform any calculations on group by then we can use the group by okay if you
అలా
want to
కాదు.
just
Only if we want to select the maximum of all the departments.
yeah
Even
then
then,
you చెప్పండి even then
మీరు ఫస్ట్ దాంట్లో అన్ని కోడ్స్ పాస్ చేశారు, అప్పుడు రాంగ్ అవుట్పుట్ వచ్చింది. సెకండ్
yes
దాంట్లో
yes
ఓన్లీ ఈ నేమ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నెంబర్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ అది తీసుకున్నారు, అప్పుడు కూడా రాంగ్ వచ్చింది. ఓ దట్ ఈస్ బికాస్ ఈ నేమ్ పాస్ చేసామంటారా?
yes
ఓకే
exactly
ఓకే గాట్ ఇట్. That's it, Prasad. I got it. In case I have any doubts, I'll ask you. Prasad, I have a small question. Like, how many more days is this training going to be?
uh, just a minute only. So it will take 10 to 11 days and inka.
Okay, okay. Because I'm just checking, like, in case we want to ask you doubts, how many more days is left?
Yeah. Unlike you, I will be available like మీరు ఏమైనా మెయిల్స్ ఏం డ్రాప్ చేసినట్టయితే I will be giving the
Reply
reply.
ఇస్తాను.
రిప్లై ఇస్తాను.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. మీకు మరీ ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే I can fix one appointment and then we can discuss. అంటే మరీ మీకు ఎక్కువ డౌట్స్ ఉన్నట్టయితే so we can fix an appointment and so ఒక schedule
Oh,
చేసుకొని ఒక session so I can clarify all your doubts.
okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, please.
Yeah. Dvijesh, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా
ప్రస్తుతం లేవు.
సో మీరు మొత్తం అంతా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నారా అసలు ఏమీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయట్లేదా
కొంచెం ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తాను.
మరి ఏం డౌట్స్ రావటం లేదా
కొన్ని వస్తున్నాయి.
మరి ఏం అడగట్లేదు అసలు ఏం అడగలేదు ఇప్పుడు ఒక డౌట్ కూడా అడగలేదు మీరు నన్ను ప్రాక్టీస్ అన్ని ఇప్పుడు దాకా కవర్ చేసిన ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ అన్ని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తారా
కొన్ని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తాను.
ఓకే so actually today she is not joining I think Deepti we will continue the class so in the last class we have seen about the aggregator transformation and incremental aggregator we have seen the concept so in the same way in the next we are going to see about the union transformation and the normalizer transformation okay yes so union transformation is an active transformation and it's a connected transformation. Union transformation is an active transformation, it's a connected transformation. In a similar way, how we can merge the data from heterogeneous sources by using the joiner transformation. In the same way, we can do the union of heterogeneous sources which are receiving from the multiple pipelines. That means we can do the union of one flat file and one relational table, and two flat files we can perform the union. Okay, so that we can, by using this union operation, we can merge the data from multiple sources. So when we are using the union transformation, so what is union? Just a minute. First of all, let me ask, what is union? Sushma, what is union? What is a union in SQL? What it will does?
And select the output from two different tables. If you want to see the output of two tables, it will show it together. Distinct.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw like
Yeah.
the department number. It shows the
Yes.
distinct department number in two tables.
Exactly. So yeah, so now when it comes to the union transformation, so most of the people will be confused when we are talking about the union transformation. The name is the union transformation, but the result which you're going to get is the union all. In union all, you're not going to eliminate any duplicate records. So what are the records that are present that is going to be loaded into the target? It's not going to eliminate any duplicate records. In the similar way, if you want to in SQL, if you want to perform any union operation, on a columns, let us assume that we have done the union on department number from EMP and department number from department table. From both the tables, we have performed the union in SQL. So now the both data types of the department number should be same. Both department number data types should be same. In the same way, if you want to perform any union operations, in here also in Informatica, the data types of both the columns should be same. Then only you can perform the union operation. Okay. And now let us see an example of the union transformation and how you can perform the union. Okay. Just a minute. So I think everyone is having this database, right? So in your machines, in your local machines. So everyone, can you see my screen? So if you are seeing my screen, there is a database called INDUP. Hello?
I'm not sure, Prasad.
ఏంటండి మోహన్ గారు?
ఉందండి. మీరు ఇందాక మీరు చెప్పారు చూడ, అది ఉందండి డేటాబేస్ లో.
మరి ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారు అందులో టేబుల్స్ తీసుకొని జాయిన్ చేసి?
నిన్న చేయడానికి ట్రై చేశానండి, నిన్న చేయలేదు.
అది కాదు, ఇందులో మీరు చెక్ చేస్తున్నట్టయితే మీకు ఓన్లీ నేను చెప్పేటప్పుడల్లా ఓన్లీ ఐఎమ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయినింగ్ ఆన్ ఈఎంపీ అండ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ టేబుల్, రైట్? సో వీ హ్యావ్ ద డిఫరెంట్ టేబుల్స్ ఇన్ దిస్ డేటాబేస్. ద పాస్వర్డ్ ఈస్ సేమ్ యాజ్ ద యూజర్ నేమ్.
నేను నిన్న ట్రై చేశానండి, కానీ అంటే టోటల్ గా చేయలేదు. ఈ రోజు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తానండి.
ఓకే. సో ఓకే, లెట్ ఇట్ బి.
Sir, the password is linked up?
Yeah, same. The username is a password.
Okay.
So with same, you can create one ODBC connection to this linked up, and one relational connection to this database, and you can load the data into this table, or else you can fetch the information from this table. Okay. So let it be. So first of all, we are going to see the example for the union transformation. So mappings, create m_union transformation. Okay. So I will take one flat file, and one relational table, This is the department. Okay, so here also I'm going to perform the same operation which we have done in the SQL. We have done the union of department table, department number. We have performed the union of department number. So now I will perform the union. So here I am going to take two expression transformations. So this one is expression. So I will take this department number from the flat file and the department number from the department table, EMP and department. So this one I'm going to rename it as EMP underscore department number. Okay. So this one is DET underscore department number. Okay. Next we are going to use the union transformation. So this is the union transformation shortcut. Okay, just click on this and click back here, and it is going to create one union transformation. It's going to create one union transformation. So just let's see the properties of union transformation. And under the ports tab, we have the groups. We have the group. Before we're going into the we are going to learn about the groups and group ports. Okay, the first groups based upon the number of sources, we are going to create the groups. Here we have two sources, so I'm going to give the two names, two ports. I'm going to create two ports. The first one is the EMP group, and second one is the department group. Two groups I have created. So what are the ports that are going to be there in these two groups should be created by this group port. Okay, just click here. Here we want to do the group by on department number. So this one is a number. Okay, so the department number. And now if you go back to the ports, you can see here it has created two input groups. With the column as department number, So and it's going to perform the union of these two groups, and it's going to give the result from this output group. So now there is no much properties to discuss in the union transformation. So these are the properties. The ports tab. Here by default, as and when you create the groups, it is going to add the groups to the port tab at the same time the columns also. Okay, so apply, and now you can see here it has created the two input groups. One is for the EMP and another one is for the department. Okay, so this one is the EMP group and this one is the department group. Currently I'm going to connect this EMP to this department number and this department number to department number. It is going to perform the union of these two department numbers, and it is going to give the output from this output port. Okay, so I'm going to fetch the information to this department number. Okay, let me create one target 1 second. So EMP underscore union create an add target, and it has added target. I'm going to connect to this department number. Okay, so department number. So let me delete it. It's not required. Just to have added to create this department table. Okay, so we have the final target. We have connected to the final target, and let me save this and let me create this table on the target database. So this is about the union transformation. We have taken two sources. One is a flat file and another one is the relational table, and we have took the department number from the EMP table and department number from the department table, and we have created two groups, EMP and department. We have created two groups, and for the groups we have created one column department number. In the union transformation we have added the department number, and it has created two groups with the department number in each group. Okay, so we have connected the department number to this EMP and the department number to this department. So final output will be coming from this output. So based upon the number of sources, we need to create the number of groups. If you have 4 sources, if you want to perform the union, then you need to create 4 groups, and you need to connect the corresponding department numbers or other columns, whatever it is. You need to connect to the ports. Okay, and this is the output. Let me create this table on the target database. Clear all. And this one is the target. So I'm going to create this on the target database. Okay, we have created this table and we are going to create the workflow. Select OK, and this one is the workflow, and create WF underscore the mapping name. So everyone follow the naming standards which I'm following. So మీకు అలవాటు అవుతుంది. So please follow the naming standards when we are practicing. Okay. Yes underscore union transformation. Select OK and done. And I will link this two tasks and provide the connection for source and target. So this one is emp underscore delimiter dat, and this one is a source, and we need to provide the connection for this as target. Okay, and normal and apply, and I'm going to enable truncate and reload. So in real time you're not going to enable this truncate and reload. Why? Because it is going to delete the entire data and then it is going to load the data. This is for our explanation purpose. I'm enabling this option. Okay, in real time you're not going to enable this option. Save it. Start workflow. It got succeeded, and if you see the data in the union transformation, 7 plus 4, there are completely 21 departments that has been loaded into the final target. If you see the data, okay, so if you see the data in the target, select star from emp underscore union. So these are the department numbers that are present in both emp and department table. Okay, so now I want to load only distinct departments. How to do that? I want to load only distinct department numbers. How to do that? Any one of you. The union transformation, as I said, it's not going to eliminate any duplicate records. Just I want to see the distinct department numbers. That means that are present in both the tables. Okay, I want to see the distinct department numbers. How can I see that?
Can you put software transformation?
Yes, exactly, correct. It's Sushma, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So after this union transformation, so we need to add the sorter transformation after this result, and we need to add this department number, and we are going to connect to this union transformation. And here in the sorter transformation, if you enable the select distinct option, it is going to eliminate the duplicate records, and it is going to pass only distinct values to the department, emp table is, our final target table. It will pass only the distinct values to the final target table. So start workflow. Now it will load 7 records. Let's see what are those 7 records and what are the departments. These are the distinct departments that are present in both the files. Okay, so this is how, if you want a distinct departments, this is how we are going to achieve this. After the union transformation, we need to place the sorter transformation and select the distinct option, and it will load the distinct department numbers. So this is about the union transformation. So it is a simple transformation, nothing much logic involved in this. So any questions on union transformation?
Yes, Prasad.
And here one thing you need to remember is the data types of these two columns should be same. The data types should be same for these two columns. Not only these two, how many number of sources you might use, on which columns you are performing the unions, the data types of all the columns should be same. That department number, and there can be another column. That means the second column, let us assume that you are performing the union on multiple columns. That means ename, let us assume that ename is a varchar and you are performing the ename and the department name. Let us see. I will show you an example. So this is the ename, employee name. I'm going to perform the union and department name. Okay. So I will create one more group. Here I will get one more port. Ename. This is a string. Okay. So these two data types should be same. Okay, if you let us assume that this is the second column on which you are performing the union, and these two data types should be same. Okay, so it can be any multiple columns, so on which you are performing the union, so the data type should be same. Okay, so this is about the union transformation. So next we are going to learn about transformation. Yes, normalizer transformation. Let me show you this example. Normalizer transformation is an active transformation and it's a connected transformation. So we use this normalizer transformation for converting one single occurrence into multiple occurrence. One single occurrence into multiple occurrences. Okay, so we use this, and we are going to use this COBOL files we use this normalizer information to read the data from COBOL files. Currently we won't have any example for the COBOL files, but whenever if you want to read the data from COBOL files, we are going to use this normalizer transformation. Okay, so when I'm saying it will return the multiple rows for the single occurrence. Okay, let me show an example. You're going to understand what exactly this is. So if you see this data, if you see the data here, so for the one, this is the first one record. This is the one record. You can see here the shop one, his quarterly sales 100, 300, 500, 700. We have quarterly wise sales for this shop. So now by using the normalization, I have converted this single occurrence into multiple occurrences. You can see here shop 1, the first quarter sales, and shop 2, second quarter sales, and shop 1 again the third, fourth. Okay, so I have converted one single occurrence into multiple occurrences 100, 300, 500, and 700. So here I am duplicating the data. You can observe here I am duplicating the data. So by using this normalizer transformation, we can convert the data into multiple occurrences. So what is the use of this by converting? So this is also a data, right? So what is the use of converting data into this format? Any one of you? So what is the use if we convert the data into this format? Any specific reason we are converting the data into this format? So can we perform any aggregation calculations on this data? Shop-wise, can we perform any aggregation calculation? Let us assume that I want to calculate the total sales. Can I perform? If I want to find out the maximum sales for a shop in a year, that means in a quarter, in which quarter we got the maximum sales, can we find out with this data? No, we cannot find out with this data. So if the data is in this format, if you select on group by, that means shop now on shop, if you select the group by, and if you want to find out the maximum sales, we can find out from this data, but we cannot perform the aggregation calculations on this data. Okay, so we are converting this data into this format, and so that we can perform the aggregation calculations. Okay, so now we are going to see how to convert the single occurrence into multiple occurrences by using the normalizer transformation. Okay.
Prasad, what is a COBOL file?
It is a file like our flat file we are seeing, right? The flat file and Excel file. How it is a file, right? So it's a one kind of file, COBOL file. It is a mainframe files. Those are
Okay.
okay, highly secured files. Those are actually mainly most of the times they are going to use it in the banking domains. Okay. So if you want, like, if we are able to see the flat files and Excel files, right? But if you want to see the data in COBOL files, there is an additional tool required, that is a Informatica Power Exchange. With the tool only, we can see the data that is present in COBOL files.
Okay.
Until unless you read the data and load the data into the target, you won't be able to see the data in the COBOL files. Highly secured it is. Okay. So ఆ ఫైల్స్ మన దగ్గర అవైలబుల్ లేవండి చూపించడానికి కానీ. ఓకే, సో those are the mainframe files, and I'm going to create one mapping for the explanation of this normalizer transformation. So till now we have seen, right? So whenever if you are adding any source, to the mapping, let us assume that I have added this source. So whenever if you are adding any source, you are seeing that source qualifier is associated with the table, the file, the source qualifier. In the same way, when we add any COBOL file to the workspace, by default, the normalizer transformation will be acting as a source qualifier to the COBOL file, not the source qualifier. Okay, if you add any COBOL file to the workspace, it is normalizer transformation will be acting as a source qualifier for the COBOL file. Okay, not the source qualifier. You're not going to see this source qualifier. You will see this normalizer transformation, which will be acting as a source qualifier for the COBOL files. By default, it is going to be added as a source qualifier. Okay, so let me delete this. Okay, and I'm going to create this two sources, source and target in our databases, and I'm going to import this. Okay, so first one, we need to connect to the target source database. Create table. I will say it as sales on quarter. This one is also quarter. So I have created this table, and let me insert the data into this table. Okay. We have two records, and I will insert the data into this. Okay, and commit. Now we have created the source, and let us create a target as well. Create table sales. Okay, and this one is a sales and quarter. Don't use the same tables for practicing the EMP and department. Try to practice the databases that are available. Linked up is one database which is available, and today at the end of the class I'm going to show you a few more databases which are already present in your database, and how to unlock them, and you can start practice with those databases as well. Okay, so we have created two tables in the source and target databases, and let us import these two tables and let us create a mapping by using the normalizer transformation. Go to sources, import from database, connect, sales, target, okay, and connect, sales, and select OK. So we have the source and target, and now let's create a mapping. Sales, and this one is also sales. Okay, we have both source and target. Okay, I will create one expression transformation and select all, and I'm going to link to this expression transformation. Okay, so this one is exp underscore read. Okay, and I will create one. This is the normalizer transformation shortcut. Okay, just click here. If you observe here, if you add these columns directly to the normalizer transformation, let me add to this. You can see the below of the screen, cannot copy columns to this transformation. We cannot add directly the columns to the normalizer transformation. Okay, so first of all we need to create the ports, then only we can add the columns to the normalizer transformation. You can see here this is the error you're going to get if you're trying to add the columns directly. Okay, so let's see the properties of this normalizer transformation. So first of all, you're going to see the normalizer tab. In this normalizer tab, you are going to create the ports. Here you are going to create the ports. Okay, so let me add one new port. So this is the port, and this is the port, and we have an additional options here. You can see till now we haven't seen these options so far, the level and occurrences. Okay, so first the level will be most often you are going to use this with the COBOL files. So but I will explain what is the level is exactly. So let us say that we have a field called address. In a column we have a field called address. Okay, usually we will have the data, entire data, that is street plot number. Okay, plot number and street address. Okay, street address and some state and the pin code. Okay, let us assume that these are the address. This is the address that is present in for each record. This is the address. So let us say that I want to split these the four information into four columns. Okay, plot number into one column, and street into one column, street address into one column, and state into one column, and the pin into one column. Okay, so now the level of this, I am splitting this address into four columns, one columns data into four columns. So the level of the address will be 0, the level of plot will be 1, and the level of street address will be 2, and the level of state will be 3. This one will be 4. Okay, so the level represents the hierarchy of a column. That means here we are flattening the data of the data which is present in the address. I am splitting the data into multiple columns. Okay, so when we are doing this, so by default it is going to add the level 1. So this will be the 0, 1, 2, and 3 and 4. A level represents the hierarchy of the data. Okay, and next we have the option called occurrences. So in the occurrences, if you see here in our data, so what is the occurrence for the store? Any one of you? What is the occurrence for the store? How many occurrences are there for the store? One occurrence. So how many occurrences for the sales?
4.
Yeah. So here I'm going to create two columns. The first one is the store with one occurrence, and this is a string. And you can see here in the normalizer transformation, it will support only three data types: string, number, and string. It will support only three data types. Okay, if you are passing any data, any date value, it is going to convert to string value only. Again, once you receive the data from the normalizer transformation, again you need to convert that date into a date format by using the expression transformation. Okay, so this supports only three data types: string, and string number values. Okay, so string and the store, and have set it as one occurrence. I have set it as one occurrence, and I'm going to add one more column, quarter. So for this quarter, we have four occurrences. We have four occurrences, and the data type is string. Okay, data type is string. So now if you see the ports tab, it has created the four input ports for the quarter and the one input port for the store. Okay, so based upon the number of occurrences, it has created the input port, store input, and one input port, and for the quarters, it has created four input ports. Okay, so and you can see here it has created two output ports. It has created two output ports. These two are the output ports. And next we have the two additional columns. Other than that columns we have added. So we have two more additional columns, GK and GCID. GK is nothing but the sequence value. It will generate the sequence value in the same way how it in the sequence generator, how the next value will generate the sequence numbers. In the same way, GK quarter will also generate the sequence values. You can see here the sequence is at starting 1, and the GCID is the index value. GCID is the index value. It will be generating the sequence for each and every single occurrence. That means for the first row, 1 2 3 4, here you can see here GCID 1 2 3 4. Again, when the second record starts, again it is going to start from 1 1 2 3 4. This is how the GCID will generate the value. This is the index. This is the index for each record. Okay, so now if you see here, the combination of GCID and GKID will be unique. The combination of GK and GCID will be unique every time. This is about the GK and GCID. GK is nothing but the running sequence, and GC is a index value which will be generating for each record. Okay, this is about the GCID and GKID. Sorry, GK and GCID. And there are no properties, and reset and restart. If you want to reset the sequence value, we have already seen the same options in the sequence generator. If you want to reset once the data has been completed, you can select this reset option. The same, if you want to restart from the same sequence generator, you can enable these two options. Okay, next I am going to connect the store to the store input, quarter to this quarter input, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Okay, so next we are going to connect the output values, the store and quarter, to this, and we have GK and GCID. So I'm going to connect the GCID, which will represents the quarter sales. So for the first quarter, it's going to give the number as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm going to connect the GCID to the target. You can save it, and the naming convention is NRM and underscore. Here we are doing the normalization of quarter sales. And save it, and let me create the workflow. WF underscore the mapping name, tasks create, yes underscore mapping name, normalizer transformation, Sorry. So I have created this source, and I'm going to link this to columns, to tasks, provide the source and target connections for both target, and this one is normal. Apply, okay, and save it. Start workflow. Downloaded 8 records. We have created 4 occurrences for each record, so it has created 8 records in the target. For the 2 records, it has created 8 occurrences. If you see the data in the target, select start from sales. Shop 1, 0, and shop 1, then shop 5. This is how it will generate the one single occurrence into multiple occurrences. Now, if you want to perform, let us say that I want to calculate the total number of sales that has been done in a year. Okay, so now how to do this? Mohan Latgar. నాకు total sales కావాలి shop 1 కి. How to write the SQL query?
Select star from sales. No, not that.
Okay, Brijesh, I have to find out the summation of sales, total number of sales in a year for each shop. Brijesh, are you there? Yes, Sushma. How to perform the total summation of sales?
I'm not sure this are. In Informatica, we can select the cycle option, and then until it reaches 4, we can create the summation. But here, I'm not sure.
Sorry, in Informatica, how are you going to do that?
If we select the cycle option, and then the day before the concept, we saw aggregator.
Yeah, aggregator we can do it, yeah. So here, how to write the query? We have learned the SQL also, right? So how to write the query?
Select sum of sales.
Yes.
Where, okay.
Sorry. Shop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Group by shop.
Group by?
Is there
Exactly.
any option if we can group by shop?
Yes. This is a summation of sales. And if you want to find out the maximum sales, it's a maximum. Okay. So this is how we are going to use the group by. Group by chala important function day. So very important function, group by. Try to practice. Practice more examples as much as you can on group by. Okay. So next we are going to see one more scenario by using normalizer transformation. So you can see here, this is my scenario. So how we are going to achieve this? Does anyone want to try? How we are going to achieve this? Just give a try. By using the normalizer transformation only. I'm not using any other transformation. The same way how we have done for the previous example. So this is a previous example, and this is now. So okay, Mohan Lata. So how many occurrences should be there for name?
Prasad?
How many occurrences should be there for name? In this scenario,
Okay.
how many occurrences should be there for each column?
3.
Name, for name it is 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Let me copy this same data in this Excel sheet. Now you tell me what are the occurrences that are there. It should be there for name.
It's 2. Shop 1, shop 2.
How many occurrences we have created for the store?
Store 4. Sorry, sir.
One occurrence.
Okay.
So now again, if you see this data, now you tell me how many occurrences should be there for the name. Don't see it in the column wise, see it in the record wise.
Okay.
Ikkada we have one shop. How many values are there for the shop? We have 1. In the same way, we have the value 1, name as 1 only. We don't have multiple names here, the same row. So how many occurrences should be there? 1 occurrence.
1.
Okay. And how many occurrences for the month?
It's 3. No?
1 occurrence.
Okay.
See it in the row wise, not the column wise.
Okay.
ఈ record లో check చేస్తే, so we can create 1 occurrence, and these are the 3 expenses that has been spent by Sam for this month. Okay. So how many occurrences should be there for this expenses?
3.
Yes, correct. So name we should have 1 occurrence, and for the month we have 1 occurrence, and for the transportation we have 3 occurrences. Okay. So we are going to achieve this by the normalizer transformation. Let us create the source and target. Name, month, transportation, house rent, and food. Expenses. Okay. So it will become much more easier if I create with the varchar. So that's the reason I'm creating with varchar. So we have created the expenses table. Okay. So next we need to create the target as well. Okay. Yes. We have created both source and target. Now we are going to insert the data into source. Okay, expenses. I think think we have 6 records. So we have inserted the data and we have the data in source and we have created the target as well. I'm going to import this. So now, Mohan Latagar, so you tell me how to create the mapping from the starting. That means how to import the source, how to import the target, and how to create the mapping. Yes.
Mappings.
Sorry.
Go to mappings,
Okay.
create.
Okay, M underscore. I'm going to give the name.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just a minute. Normalizer. Transformation. Yes. Let it be. Yeah. Tell me now.
Okay. Go to sources.
Mm-hmm. This one.
No.
Source analyzer.
Source analyzer. Import.
Okay.
Connect.
Okay.
Tables connect. And,
Expenses.
okay.
Next.
Again, go to targets.
Mm-hmm.
Import table.
Okay.
Okay. Expenses. Okay. Select OK.
Mm-hmm. Again, I'm going to mapping. Yeah.
Yeah. Drag and drop the expenses table here from sources.
Mm-hmm.
And even from target also.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And take one expression transformation.
Okay.
We need to connect all columns here.
Okay.
And to this.
Mm-hmm.
You need to create a normalization transformation
Yes.
here.
Yes. Okay.
Here go to edit.
Yes. Okay.
Go to normalize.
Mm. Yeah,
Here
now you
we
can
need
see this column name. So what are the columns name? What are the columns which I need to create, and what are the occurrences that has to given?
okay. We need to create. What is that?
You can see left side or source condition back side. So on the behind of this, you can see the source.
Yeah.
Now you tell me
Transport.
what is the first column here?
Yeah. Name. Sorry.
Okay, name.
Okay.
So how many occurrences for this name?
It's 1.
Yes. Okay, and what is the next? Which one
Month.
field I'm going? Month.
Month.
We have how many
1.
occurrences? One
1.
occurrence. And how many occurrence next?
Transport.
Give a common name for three expenses. So I'm going to give this as expenses.
Here 3 occurrences.
Correct. Okay. You can mute.
Work
Okay.
apply.
Yeah. Apply. Yeah. Okay. So we need to connect all the columns from expression to normalizer transformation. So either both of you understood, Vijesh and Sushma, how to create the normalizer, how to create the occurrences based upon the data.
Yeah, Prasad.
Okay.
Yes.
So now I'm going to connect to this. Yeah, Vijesh. Yes. Okay. Fine. So I'm going to connect all the columns. Here I'm going to connect all the columns. Okay. So I will connect month, name, expenses to this columns and GCID to GCID. So this one is interesting. So how to generate the expense type? How to generate the expense type? If you see the data, so this is the expense type I have generated. Any one of you can try how to generate this expense type. I will give you a hint. Based upon GCID, I have generated this. For the transport, it is 1. For house rent, it is 2. And the food, it is 3. So this is the hint. So how to generate the expense type? Sushma, how to generate the expense type?
If GCRD equal to 1, then expense 1. GCRD equal to 2, expense 2.
Yeah, how to do this in Informatica? That I understood. I have given the hint. So how to implement and how to generate these values? Which transformation we need to? Yeah. So what we need to write? Do you write it in? Should we write it in expression transformation?
I thought we can write in expense. I'm not sure. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me now how to create, how to
We can
implement
write
this logic.
expression for that.
Yeah.
If
Yes. If
GCRD equals to 1.
One second, let me copy all the expenses. Okay, it is 1. Then transport.
Yeah. It is 2. IIF, another inner loop.
Yes, exactly correct. Yes, if this expenses is equal to 2, then I am going to generate house rent.
Else
If this, yes, exactly correct. Okay. So this is how you validate it, and the same logic you can write with decode as well. The syntax for writing the decode, the same thing you can implement like this. So decode is equal to 1, then transport. The same logic we can write it in this way as well. If it is 2, then we can pass house rent, or else it is food. In this way also we can write. Okay, so if also work, and decode will also work. Okay, so this is the decode logic. Okay, so with the decode also, GC expenses is equal to 1, then it is a transport. If it is 2, it is house rent. If it, or else if it is not both, then it will be food. In this way also we can write it. Okay, so this is the logic. So I am going to connect this expense type to expense. Save it, arrange all, and create a workflow. WF underscore the mapping name. Tasks create S underscore mapping name. Provide the connection for source and target. Source, this one is the target. And this one is normal. Apply. Save it and start workflow. It is running. It has loaded 18 records. 3 occurrences, right, for each record for the expenses. So it's 3 are 18, so it is loaded 18 records. If you see the data in the target, so let's start from expenses. Oh, so we have done one mistake here. So if you see in the normalizer, we have created all of these modes as number only. So that's the reason it is loading as 0. Save it and refresh. Save it. Select all. I will copy it. Save it. Now refresh the mapping. Start workflow. It has loaded the data. Okay, so we haven't enabled the truncate and reload option. So that's the reason it has the previous data as well. So this is the data. Sam Jan 2003. So if you enable the truncate and reload, it will delete the data, then it is going to load the data. Save it and start workflow. Now it will delete the entire data and it will load the data to the target. Seeing the data now, we'll have the exact. It's got truncated. The transportation has been got truncated. Why? Because we have set the varchar, the column length as 10 only. That's the reason it is the data is getting truncated. If you create with the column length as 20, it will complete data. This is how we use the normalizer transformation. Any questions so far about the normalizer transformation?
Clear indeed.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you these are the databases. Okay, so I have already shown you the linked up database which you can use for our practice purpose. Okay, so in the same way we have other databases in our database only. Okay, so HR database is one database that is available. I think you won't be able to see that. So for to see the database, that means to add the database, first of all connect to the database as open SQL plus, sorry, so open this SQL plus and connect with the user credentials. Okay, so you need to type the command. One second, alter user. In your machines, this user will be locked. Okay, alter user account. Wait 1 second. Alter user HR account unlock. Okay, so this is the command you need to type it. First of all, alter user. The username is HR. Username is HR. Once you alter this, you need to change the password. You need to change the password. That is alter user HR identified by HR. And it will open. First of all, it will unlock this account and you're going to set the password for this account. So you have the username HR and the password is also HR. Now create create one connection here. Now create one connection here plus here the connection name HR database. Username is HR, password is also HR. Save this password and set the service name as ORCL and test it. It got succeeded and select connect. Okay, this is the one data. Sorry, this is the database which we have added, and these are the tables that are present in this table. We have in countries we have this data, and the departments we have this is the data. We have huge amount of data. Okay, so in region we won't have the data, and for the employees, so this is the data we have. A huge amount of data is there. That means 100 records you have. You can practice this, and job history and jobs and locations and regions. We have different types of data, and we have the relationship between each table. We have the relationship between each table. If you see here, we have the country ID here. We have the country ID here that will be connecting to this countries. You can see here country ID. You can join these two tables, locations and countries, based upon this country ID. You can fetch the corresponding information from the locations based upon this. Similarly, location ID. We have the location ID. So this is the location ID, and in the employees table, we have it will have the location ID. I think job ID, location ID, manager. 1 second. Okay, first of all, we need to join the manager. Okay, I think we have in the countries. I think we have the employee ID. Mm, 1 second. Yeah, you can see here. First of all, this is the employee ID, and we can fetch. You can join the employee and job history. You can join the employee and job history. You can see here job. So we can join this employee and job, and we can fetch his start date and date from the tables. Okay, so this is one HR table, and we have another tables as well, that is OE and PM and SH. These are the databases that are available in already. OE, PM and SH. The same thing you need to do. So just type alter user OE account unlock. Okay, so it will unlock the user and set the password alter user OE identified by OE. Okay, so now you can create one more connection. So add this OE database. Username is OE, password is also OE, and this one is ORCL. And save password, test connection, select connect. Okay, so this is the OE database, and we have tables as well. Here we have the sales information. Okay, so you can use this information for your practice, these tables for your practice. Each table is related between, that means we have the relationship between each table, and we can fetch the corresponding information by using this table. The customers information, we have huge amount of data in the customers. Okay, so you can practice with this data. So everyone got understood how to unlock the databases that are present in your database?
Yeah, Professor, got it.
Okay, so we have similarly PM and SH databases as well. PM and SH, we have shown you how to unlock HR and OE. In the same way, you need to do it for PS, PM and SH. Okay, it will unlock those databases, and you can start using those data. We have some tables in PM, I don't remember exactly. So I don't know what this is an SH database. These are the tables. Okay, so you can use for practicing. Okay, so you can unlock this, and you can start practice on these tables and implement the same scenarios which you have explained for you. Okay, and today that means Indian timings IST, I'm going to send the remaining the exercises for the topics which you have covered, and you can practice. Okay, actually I've forgotten, and so I will send the exercises for you to practice. Okay,
ప్రసాద్ గారు
so yeah, చెప్పండి.
మెటీరియల్ కూడా పంపిస్తారండి?
యాక్చువల్గా పంపిస్తానండి, మెటీరియల్ కూడా పంపిస్తాను. సో ఇప్పటివరకు ఏ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ అయితే కవర్ చేస్తాం అన్నిటికీ పంపిస్తాను. సో ఇట్ విల్ బి బై ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద డే, అంటే నా ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద డే, మీకు కాదు. సో మీకు ఆల్రెడీ అయిపోయింది అనుకుంటా నైట్. ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ ఆల్రెడీ నైట్. I think. So by the end of the day, I'm going to send it. But I think tomorrow morning it will be there in your shared drive.
Okay, thanks అండి.
So any questions from other people? Dijesh and Sushma.
No, Prasad, I don't have any doubts.
ఓకే దెన్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. సో మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తేనే మీకు ఇలా చూస్తూ ఉంటే టూల్ బాగానే ఉంటుంది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తున్నాను సేపు.
Yeah.
ఆల్రెడీ మోహన్ లత్ గారు ఫుల్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నారు.
Yeah, actually నిన్న వీడియో చూసాను. I was thinking actually ఒక డౌట్ వచ్చింది నాకు. You said like we can't modify the excuse me.
Yeah.
అంటే ఆ ఫ్లాట్ ఫైల్లో డేటా అరేంజ్ చేసుకోవాలి కానీ మనం సోర్స్ లో చేంజ్ చేయలేమని చెప్పారు.
సోర్స్ చేంజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో సోర్స్ యాక్చువల్ తను ఆల్రెడీ సోర్స్ ఇప్పుడు మీకు డేటా ప్రకారంగా సోర్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్ చేంజ్ చేయకూడదు కదా. సో ఇన్ జనరల్ సోర్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్ అలాగే ఉంటుంది. సో సోర్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్ రిమైన్స్ ద సేమ్. డేటా వీ నీడ్ టు అలైన్ అకార్డింగ్ టు ద స్ట్రక్చర్.
I have a small doubt, Prasad, like why can't we change it? మనం చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు కదా అది.
మీరు చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఇక్కడ మీకు ఇన్ జనరల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎ గుడ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ టు చేంజ్ ద సోర్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్.
Okay, I was thinking like office
అది మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మీకు మీ ఇష్టం వచ్చినప్పుడు మీరు ఏం కావాలంటే చేసుకోవచ్చు. కాకపోతే మీకు అదే అలవాటు అయిపోతుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రికమెండ్. సో యూ నీడ్ టు అలైన్ ద డేటా విత్ ద సోర్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్, నాట్ ద సోర్స్ విత్ ద డేటా.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Mohan Lat garu, so you're saying something? మీరు చెప్తున్నారు.
ఏం లేదు.
Okay, so that's it for today's session, and see you in the tomorrow's class. And tomorrow, see all the transformations so far we have covered, and from tomorrow we are going to see the lookup transformation. So from tomorrow it will be some of the advanced concepts you're going to see. The lookup transformation, this is one of the complex transformations in Informatica. So if you understand, it will be much more interesting. If you are not getting, that means మీకు అర్థం కాకపోతే it will be much more tougher. The lookup transformation. So how we are using the expression transformation in each and every mapping, right? In the same way, in real time, you're going to see this lookup transformation in each and every mapping. Most of the mappings. We are going to use this lookup transformation in each and every mapping in our real time. Okay? Very important transformation in Informatica. After expressions. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to see this, the lookup transformation. Okay, so see all the transformations so covered so far, and we are going to see the examples. Tomorrow we are going to see the lookup transformation. Okay, so that's it for today's session, and see you in the next class.
ప్రసాద్ గారు టుమారో క్లాస్ లేదన్నారు.
ఏమన్నా మీరు ఏమైనా ప్లాన్ చేశారా?
యాక్చువల్ గా వేరే వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి డిన్నర్కి వెళ్తున్నాము.
Oh, okay then. So we do one thing. So tomorrow we won't have any class then. Fine. నేను ఏమనుకున్నా అంటే మీరు అందరూ సుష్మా అండ్ దీప్తి లైక్ దే వేర్ ఇన్ లైక్ దే రిక్వెస్టెడ్ దట్ సో దట్ ఐ విల్ టేక్ నేను కంటిన్యూస్ క్లాస్ తీసుకోమని చెప్పారు, అడిగారు. సో అందుకని యాక్చువల్గా పెట్టాను. సో ఓకే, సో ఎవ్రీవన్ ఈజ్ ఓకే విత్ దిస్. సో ఇఫ్ ఐ టేక్ బ్రేక్ టుమారో, సుష్మా ఎస్పెషల్లీ మీరు
No, I don't have any problem, Prasad.
అంటే మీరు యాక్చువల్ గా మీరు అది కొంచెం త్వరగా కంప్లీట్ అయితే దట్ విల్ బి హెల్ప్ఫుల్ అని చెప్పారు కదా. సో అందుకని ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఈ వీక్ లో 2 బ్రేక్స్ తీసుకున్నాను. సో నేను యూజువల్ గా బ్రేక్స్ తీసుకోను, ఎందుకంటే ఈ క్లాస్ ని బట్టి నాకు ఆల్రెడీ నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ కూడా షెడ్యూల్ అయి ఉంటుంది. ఇది మీకు నేను పోస్ట్ పోన్ చేస్తే నాకే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది. సో అందుకని నేను క్లాస్ క్యాన్సిల్ చేయను. నాకు ఏమైనా ఎక్కువ వర్క్ ఉండి నైట్ లేట్ అయి ఉంటే నేను ఇలా పోస్ట్ పోన్ చేస్తుంటాను అనమాట. So usually I won't any postpone. So okay, so tomorrow we won't have any class. I inform the same thing to the organizers. Yeah, చెప్పండి.
నేను నెక్స్ట్ 15th ఇండియాకి వస్తున్నాను.
15th
ఇండియాకి వస్తున్నాను, ఇండియాకి.
ఓకే.
సో నెక్స్ట్ సండే బయలుదేరుతున్నా. సో 2 days క్లాస్ మిస్ అవుతా, అటెండ్ అవ్వలేనండి. ఇప్పుడు మోస్ట్లీ మండే క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అవ్వలేనండి.
నెక్స్ట్ మండే కదండి.
14th ఎలానో క్లాస్ ఉండదు. సో 15th ఒకటే క్లాస్ అటెండ్ అవ్వలేనండి. 16th నుండి అటెండ్ అవుతాను.
ఓకే, పర్లేదండి, ఫైన్.
ఓకేనండి.
ఓకే, మీ వేర్ యూ స్టే ఇన్?
In Madanapalli, Chittoor.
Oh, Chittu. Okay, fine. Okay then. Yeah. See you in the tomorrow. We are going to. Sorry, tomorrow we won't have any session. On Tuesday we're going to see you back. Okay.
Okay.
That's it for today's session. See you all. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Prasad.
Bye.